I have two questions.
And I have one question for you. Would you answer my question first?
Okay.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 9 years old.
Beautiful. This is the best 9 years old ever I have ever heard. MashaAllah. And Afifa, where are you from originally? I know you're calling from the KSA. Like, which country do you belong to?
India.
India. It seems like India is a great country. MashaAllah. A lot of great people, a lot of great Muslims come from India. MashaAllah. Afifa, what do you want to ask me today?
I have two questions.
Yes, go ahead.
Are the Prophet ﷺ grandson and Hussein radiallahu anha related to Ashura as is believed by many people back home in India? My second question is, how did Prophet's grandsons pass away and who was Yazid?
Okay, so you're asking about the Prophet's grandson, Al-Hassan or Al-Hussein? Because you said Al-Hassan, correct? Afifa?
Anhuma.
You want to ask about the two grandsons of the Prophet or one of them?
Two.
Two. Now that makes sense. Okay. Thank you, Afifa. First of all, I'd like to answer your second question first. That the grandson, the great grandson, yani he was a great person, but he was an immediate grandson of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Al-Hussein, may Allah be pleased with him and his father, and may the best peace and blessings be upon his grandfather, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Unfortunately, was killed. He was martyred in a place called Karbala, that is in Iraq. This is when the people invited him from from the peninsula, Mecca and Medina, to go so that they will support him and he will claim the Khilafah and become the Muslim leader. And indeed, he is worthy. He was the most worthy. But unfortunately, they gave up on him and they gave him in. They left him alone, where he and most of his family members and his brothers, 4 of his brothers and his nephews and nieces, many of them were killed, were brutally killed, and his head was cut off. May Allah curse the perpetrators who killed Al-Hussein ibn Ali. May Allah be pleased with him, and may Allah curse those who gave him in and did not support him as well. Okay? Now, Al-Hassan, also the grandson of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he was so wise that the Prophet ﷺ one day, when Al-Hassan was a little kid, said, Inna ibni hada Sayyid, this son of mine, the grandson Al-Hassan, is a chieftain, is a master. Yani he is going to be a leader. وَلَعَلَّ اللَّهُ أَنْ يُصْلِحَ بَيْنَهُ وَبَيْنَ طَائِفَتَيْنِ مِنَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. I anticipate that Allah is going to reconcile between him, to utilize him to reconcile between two great parties of the Muslim Ummah. And indeed he did. When his father Ali ibn Abi Talib radiyallahu anhu was assassinated while on his way to pray Fajr by one of the Kharijites, may Allah curse him, Abdurrahman ibn Muljam. So Al-Hassan ibn Ali was supposed to be his successor, but he gave it up. He said, I'm not interested. And he willingly left the Khilafah so that Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan would become the Khalifa instead. So Al-Hassan ibn Ali radiyallahu anhu showed no interest in becoming the Khalifa if that is going to lead to bloodshed. Also in the hadith, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said about the two beautiful grandsons of his, Al-Hassan and Al-Hussein, the sons of Fatima and Ali, may Allah be pleased with all of them. Al-Hassan wa Al-Hussein, Sayyida Shababi Ahli Al-Jannah. They will be the chieftains and the leaders of the youth in paradise. May Allah be pleased with them.